Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we'll be making this little thank you card, and we'll use a couple of techniques with using the scallop punch as well as the crimper to make these leaves. So let's get started. You're taking a piece of 8x4 Whisper White cardstock and folding in half to make a 4x4 card. I should have my bone folder out. I don't have it real close and handy with me right now. But we'll start out with that. And then I'm taking the Thank You So Very Much stamp that came with the Flight of the Butterfly stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and start it out right down at the corner. Get that on here. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. And today I'm using Regal Rose cardstock to make my flower. And we punch a scallop punch out of it. Get my ink out of the road. And to make the little petals on this flower, take my scissors and we're going to snip in between the scallops all the way around. And make a little turn each time that you do so. And while I'm doing this, I have to just tell all of my friends out there in YouTube land that my nephew's high school basketball team is going to semi-state today. So excited. So at 3 o'clock, I'll be rooting the Tigers on to hopefully some victories. Okay, so that's our little flower petals. And taking the 3/4 inch circle punch, that'll be our center on our flower. And wanted to also show you guys a little trick with the dimensionals. Even though they typically come in this cute little hexagon that you can pop out and use, don't be afraid to use the trim on the edge of it as well. I'm a big one for using every little bit of things that I've already paid for. So I use the edge just like I do the middle. And then I just kind of fluff up the flower. So that's the flower. Isn't that cute? I love how that technique works with making the petal. So thanks, Dawn, for showing me that. Actually, Dawn showed me all of this. I just had to run off and try to do it myself. Taking about a 2.5 by 4 inch piece of old olive cardstock, folded it in half. Now we're going to make the leaves using the crimper. So with it folded in half long ways, just running it through the crimper. And then remember how to make heart cutouts when you were a kid, like you make half a heart and then when you open it up you have a symmetrical one? We're going to do the same thing with these leaves. I'm just going to, there's no right or wrong on the leaves, petals, after you run them through the crimper. So of course you want to be cutting on the folded side so that when you open it up, you've got this really, really neat texture of a leaf. And if you, I would just recommend starting out making your leaves bigger, and then if you want to trim them down, you can. So let's say, oh, I want to smooth this out a little bit. Come back on and maybe I'll even shorten it. So again, that's how you do the leaves. And we're ready to start assembling this. I've got old olive 1/4 inch gross grain ribbon, cutting, maybe about 10 inches or so on here. Just going to tie a knot down at the bottom. You can position that wherever you like. I don't adhere it down if you want to. If you want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere or you want it to be at a certain position, you can definitely take a little snail adhesive and run it on the back side of it. Okay, so that's the ribbon. And again, I'm going to use up our extras that we have here on our dimensionals. I'm going to use the border of it. No one sees the back of it, so they don't know if we've used the hexagon shape or if we're using, you know, other parts of it. I'm just lightly putting the the leaves down now because maybe I'll want to reposition them here in a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but our sirens are going off. In the spring of the year, we have some tornado drills, and that's our tornado siren that you might be hearing in the background. I have to remember not to do this at noon on Saturdays. Actually, I think that looks pretty good, so I'm going to push it down. And there's our little thank you card. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoy making them too. Bye-bye.